Every day, millions of people check the weather. From severe storm warnings to planning a picnic, accurate forecasts have become part of our daily lives. But the science of meteorology didn't start with satellites or supercomputers. It began with something much simpler: watching the sky. In this video, we're taking you on a journey through the fascinating history of meteorology, from ancient sky watchers to the high-tech tools that we rely on today. Hey everybody, before we get started, I just wanted to come on here and say welcome to a new series that we are going to be doing here on the YouTube page, doing the history of some of the stuff that goes on in the weather world, from talking first just the history of meteorology, into the history of probably the National Weather Service, and more information regarding just them and a bunch of other stuff that we have in terms of meteorology and our different instruments that are used and stuff of that nature, just to give some more video content out there to help you guys understand more of what we do. This is the beginning of many other type of videos that we'll do outside of our evening weather blogs. Those are going to be every other day throughout the summer. During severe weather events, as always, our main focus is going to continue to remain on severe weather coverage, but we wanted to give you guys some more extra content to help you get a little more better idea of what goes on in the weather world and some of the details and past events and just the history of meteorology. Thank you as always, and enjoy the video. Our story begins thousands of years ago. Long before modern instruments, ancient civilizations used the stars, the wind, and the behavior of animals to predict the weather. Around 650 BC, the Babylonians recorded cloud patterns and planetary movements on clay tablets to forecast storms. In Greece, the philosopher Aristotle wrote a groundbreaking book called Meteorologica. Around 340 BC, a work so influential it shaped weather thinking for nearly 2,000 years. Meanwhile, cultures around the world, from the Chinese to Native American tribes, developed their own weather wisdom. They noticed things like birds flying low before a storm, or the way trees reacted before rain. Though these methods weren't always scientific, they were based on centuries of close observation. The 1600s marked a major turning point. With the rise of science during the Renaissance, inventors began creating instruments to measure weather conditions more accurately. In the early 1600s, Galileo Galilei invented a rudimentary thermometer to measure temperature. Just a few decades later, Evangelista Torricelli invented the barometer, a tool that measures atmospheric pressure and helps forecast storms. By the 1700s, weather observations became more systematic. Scientists began recording temperature, wind, and precipitation daily, laying the foundations for modern data collection. Even Benjamin Franklin got involved. He famously tracked a storm in the 1740s and concluded that the weather systems moved. His discovery changed the way people understood storm movement forever. The 1800s brought the birth of what we now call modern meteorology. One of the biggest breakthroughs, the telegraph. Before the telegraph, weather data was local, but now observers could send real-time updates across great distances. This allowed for the first national weather networks, including the U.S. Signal Service in 1870, which later became the National Weather Service. With data flowing in from across the country, scientists could create the first weather maps, plotting things like pressure systems and storm paths. In the early 1900s, Wilhelm Birgix, a Norwegian physicist, developed the first scientific model of how weather works. He introduced the concept of fronts, boundaries between warm and cold air masses, a term still used in forecasts today. World War II sparked another leap forward. With the development of radar technology, originally used to detect enemy aircraft, radar soon became a tool for spotting rain and thunderstorms. In 1960, the launch of Trios 1, the world's first weather satellite, gave meteorologists their first view of clouds from space. For the first time, we could track hurricanes and weather systems across entire oceans. Over the decades, forecasting became more accurate thanks to supercomputers and numerical models, powerful tools that simulate the atmosphere using real time data. In the 1990s, Doppler radar revolutionized severe weather tracking. It could detect wind speed and direction inside storms, making it easier to identify tornadoes and issue warnings faster. Today, meteorology blends human expertise with powerful technology. We use dual polarization radar, and we are in the development phase of some AI forecasting models and even crowdsourced reports from everyday people. Smartphone apps can alert you to tornado warnings in seconds. Drones and high altitude balloons collect data from places we never could before. And the future, it's even more exciting. With all the different things that are in the works and development that's behind the scenes, it'll help make it's helping meteorologists make faster, more detailed forecasts. New satellite missions will offer better resolution and coverage, but even with all this technology, the heart of meteorology remains the same: observing, understanding, and communicating the ever changing skies. And as always, as we always know, we're not the ones in control of the weather, anyways. So we can take our best guesses, but it's amazing we get as close as what we do. And it's just something that right here on Southwest Arkansas Weather, we're proud to be a part of the mission to keep you informed, prepared, and connected, and aware and ahead of storms. From ancient sky watchers to today's advanced radar systems, the history of meteorology is a story of curiosity, innovation, and the desire to understand our world. Thanks for watching, and remember, the sky always has a story to tell. Every event's always different, it's always changing, and weather's always going to be there. Thank you as always for watching, and as always, have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys very much for trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.